For Chapter 5, we were assigned different states and asked to find different wages and salaries for some different careers. And my state is Ohio, so I'll start by saying that the minimum wage in Ohio is $8.30. Their living wage for the state of Ohio, it's $10.47 for one adult. With that in mind, for the following jobs, I have the hourly wage and the salary for each one, so I'll kind of list them off and relate how they are able to uh, live with the minimum wage and the living wage. I'll start by saying that the minimum wage is not a living wage. You would not be able to live off $8.30 in Ohio, statistically speaking. So the minimum wage is not something you can live off of, even if it's just one adult. So for our 5 categories of careers, the first one being financial manager, in Ohio they make an average of $70.49 an hour, salary being $146,610 on average. So they're just fine. I would imagine financial managers in most states should be pretty well off, so I don't really think that they have any problem with the minimum wage or the living wage there. The next category is a little different. For substitute teachers, they make an average of $11.49 an hour, with a salary being $23,880 on average. And that's a lot lower than I thought. I didn't realize substitute teachers made such little money. And you could argue that if it's just one person, then they could live off that. But it's just barely matching the living wage. And if they even have one child, then it's not a living wage anymore. So I would say that if you're a substitute teacher in Ohio, you could live off your wage, but only if it's you. For registered nurses, they make an average of $30.08 an hour, salary being $62,000 a year. And again, I don't really agree that nurses make as much money as they should, but it is enough to live off of. I would say that you could have a family and support them off that for the most part. Firefighter, $17.36 an hour, $36,000 a year salary on average. And just like the substitute teacher, it's not very much to live off of. You can certainly do that and maybe have a child, but if you're looking to have a family of maybe 4 or 5 people, then it's definitely not a living wage. And it might still even be hard to get by with just one child as well. As for the retail salesperson, they make an average of $12.33 an hour, $25,000 a year salary. And that's, again, really low. I would compare that with how much a substitute teacher is making. It's enough to live on your own, barely, but it's not really enough to support anyone besides yourself. And I would imagine that most of these results would be consistent with a lot of other states in the area, maybe the Northeast. I can see that. So I would say substitute teachers and retail salespersons sort of get hit the hardest. That's definitely going to be tough to live off of even as one person. But if you have a child, then I would not say it's a living wage. And it's arguable to say that even as a firefighter making $17 an hour, you could have a child and support them off that. I don't really I don't have a child, so I can't really say, but based off the wages I found, I don't think that that's possible. So that's basically all for Ohio. You're going to need to be making at least $10.47 an hour for a living wage. And anything below that isn't going to really cut it. So that's all. Thanks.